Hey guys, Level 5 here with another episode of the Crystal Palace Career Mode on FIFA 23. We're kicking today's episode off with us renegotiating a couple of contracts. First of all is Chris Richards, the American centre-back. He's got a nice little upgrade. Same with Tyreek Mitchell. What we're trying to do here is keep the wages relatively low and kind of keep it realistic, basically. We don't want someone on 200k per week. Keeping around that kind of 50 to 100k mark for some players. The best players getting the upper echelons of those price ranges. And you can see here we're going to go straight into negotiations with Ebreche Eze. He's currently on 36k per week. We're going to look to double that plus some to 75,000 per week. Our two highest earners are Gehi and Martial, both on 80k. Just behind them is the likes of Elise, now Eze, and soon to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, all on around that £75,000 mark. If you remember, you can see Wan-Bissaka's contract. We ran out of money when we were trying to sign him, so we had to give him a really kind of strange contract. Thankfully, he did accept, and he will be rewarded for accepting that contract with a nice big bonus in his signing on bonus and a big boost in his wages as well. So that is going to be Chris Richards, Jack Butland. There was one other player. It was Tyreek Mitchell, Eze, and now Wan-Bissaka, all signing extensions to their contracts, as well as taking a slight increase in their wages as well. Now, coming into the first game of today's episode, we will be taking on West Ham at the London Stadium, the Academy of Football. Not got the best of records against West Ham. They have Osimhen up top, who, for whatever reason, maybe it's because it's next gen and he's a lengthy player, but he is so good on this game. Really, really good. He's quick, he's strong, he's got the finishing, he's got the just a decent dribbling as well. Just really, really, really good. Might even have to try him out on Ultimate Team if he's that good in career mode. But 9 minutes into this one, we seem to maybe be having a bit of fortune here against West Ham, as Eze is played through outside the boot past Areola, makes it 1 goal to the good to ourselves, but that doesn't last for long without West Ham coming on the attack. And with their midfield, they've got Douglas Luiz, they've got Paqueta, and I think they've also got Declan Rice, so they've got a really, really good midfield three, especially going back defensively with Douglas Luiz and Declan Rice. But we're still holding on to the 1-0 victory, the 1-0 lead, as Aribo out on this left-hand side stops, cuts past Correa, plays it inside to Edouard. He lays it off to Eze, trying to get his second, but he puts it just wide of the post, aiming for that back post. Didn't quite work out the same as his first goal, but like I said, we're still winning. Things are looking good. Not really the most or best opportunities for West Ham until the 20th minute. A great save from Dean Henderson on the Osimhen shot, falls to Cornet, who can just tuck it in from a pretty awkward angle into a relatively open net though. Dean Henderson tracking back to his goal line, didn't quite plant his feet and make the save. It's unfortunate. You know, we've had a decent little game so far. As you can see by the stats there in the top left-hand corner, it's a fairly even game as well between ourselves and the Hammers. But when Paqueta plays the ball into Osimhen and he slots it past Dean Henderson, it's the beginning of the end. Basically, the crumble begins here because, like I said, Osimhen is incredible in this game. And 20 minutes remaining in this one. It's 2-1. There's still the chance for us to get back into it, but the momentum is fully switched and it's all on West Ham's side right now. That was until Elise cut inside in the box on his stronger left foot and he hit the crossbar and they clear it away. We can't win the clearance. Does fall to Fletcher though, as Loftus-Cheek plays it inside. Doesn't quite work out in the way we had planned, and there's a real chance here for West Ham. It's a 3-on-2 situation as the ball is played through here. Paqueta got the better of Cody. He's not the quickest. Plays it inside to Osimhen. And I mean, he puts it in pretty much the exact same spot of the goal where he did put his first goal in this game. And it's 3-1 into the 90th minute. And unfortunately, from a winning position here in the London Stadium, we are going to drop points. And we're going to go home empty-handed in this one. But what I wanted to mention real quick, we will be starting a My Player on this channel very soon. It's going to be with PSV in the Eredivisie. Now, I don't know whether I want to be a striker, a winger, a midfielder. I'm thinking striker right now because then we can play with the likes of Gakpo, of Madueke, of Simmons, and all those really, really good players at Eindhoven right now. But you can see the replay for the FA Cup, just to interrupt really quickly. We do go 1-0 to the good through an Olise header, really, really nicely played by the Frenchman. And yeah, the highlights from this one, they were very, very strange. Minimal highlights, touches. It was like one touch, lose possession, one touch, lose possession. But yeah, as for my player, I don't know whether to do highlighted playthroughs or full game playthroughs. So if you could comment down below what you would prefer, that would be brilliant. Also, do I make my player Dutch? Do I make him English? Do I make him from a random country? There's probably going to start next week. Just whilst I try and get this kind of opening and starting a bit figured out on my player, and just to test out some different formations and positions, should I say. But we're still 1-0 up. We're into the final few minutes of this game, and as I said, it's basically one touch, lose possession of the ball, next highlight. One touch, lose possession of the ball, next highlight. But for both teams as well. But yeah, we're winning right now. We're progressing through to the next round as it stands. And we have survived the Tottenham-Manchester United back-to-back rounds in the FA Cup. Hopefully we can get an easy one if we do progress. And we do. So later in this month, or maybe even the beginning of next month, we should get a game in the fourth round, I want to say. Or fifth round. Third round against Spurs. Fourth round against United. Fifth round, hopefully we've got like a championship team or something like that. Something a bit easier. At least I definitely didn't have 15 attempts on goal, I'll tell you that. But we return to a bit of transfer action, that is. And as I said, this whole season, if we can get some money for Anderson, some decent money, we will look to sell him on. And 22.5 million from Leicester. We did get that deal done, and he will be going to Leicester, obviously. He played for us majority of the first season. It was him and Gehi. But Richards is younger. They're the same overall. And I do prefer Richards on the ball. His pace is better. His defending actually seems better. And he seems more physical as well. So we say goodbye to him. We've already got Cody. We've already got Ben Mee as the backups to him. So that's brilliant for ourselves. As we come into the final game of today's episode, we're taking on Liverpool in the Premier League. And you can see they've signed Kimpembe. Now, their backline in this game, Van Dijk is nowhere to be seen. It is David Alaba and Kimpembe as their two centre-backs. Also, they've got no Robertson. They've got Theo Hernandez. Still got Trent, though, so I'll give them that. But right now, 1-0 to the good. It's that man Fletcher, once again, scored against City, scored against them all. I'm pretty sure he scored against all the top six now with this goal against Liverpool. So, really good for ourselves, but you know, this Anfield atmosphere, it's got the better of us many an occasion. These few times we've played Liverpool, and they overwhelm us, basically. I think they have the highest aggregate scoreline against us in the few games that we have played them. And from kickoff, we lose possession of the ball. Mo Salah, on his right foot, puts it past Dean Henderson, makes it 1-1. And at this point, I didn't really know what to do. You know, they press really well. Defensively, I think we've got a bit fortunate with that Fletcher goal. Apparently not, because we hit the crossbar once again with Olise. Hopefully this time, unlike the West Ham goal, they don't go down the other end and score from it. But when the ball's put up to Diaz here, and he just skips past Wan-Bissaka a bit too easy for my liking. Back to Theo Hernandez, a lovely ball over the top to Thomas Lemar. They've got a really, really nice team built here in Liverpool. As Lemar to Diaz. Diaz plays it across to Nunez, and he somehow squeezes it past Dean Henderson, and Darwin Nunez scores against us once again in this career mode. And they're in front. And it was from this point where the floodgates opened. They didn't just open, they collapsed for ourselves, because in the 39th minute of the game, they have a chance here as Alwar. Really nice tackle from Riedewald. Didn't quite work out the way we had planned there, as Mo Salah down this right hand side finds Danilo. Danilo finds Alwar. Alwar finds Nunez into Diaz. Great save from Henderson. Denies him the chance of running away with this one. But just before half-time. Diaz from the corner whips it in, and Mo Salah rises the highest. All the big defenders we've got back there. Mo Salah wins the header, scores the goal. 19 goals in 25 matches for him. Really good, but nothing compared to our man Anthony Martial. But it's not over in this half for Mo Salah. A lovely bit of skill to get past his man. Thankfully, we get the ball, but Riedewald does give it away. Lamar going to strike. Doesn't quite work out. Diaz, though, keeps possession of the ball. Mo Salah, first effort well saved. Second effort on the rebound. Little bicycle kick makes it 4-1. So, like that, we go from being 1-1 to 2-1 to 3-1 to 4-1. Going in at half-time. Embarrassing. It's going to take a miracle to get back in this one, but you know, we've got Martial up top. He's the walking miracle. As Mitchell finds Guehi finds Aribo into Eze. Going to look to just hold it up, try and bide our time, because they've got a very strong, very pacey, physical, just their whole back line is very, very quick. It's going to be difficult. We can't play balls in behind. That's not going to work out, but from the throw-in, we play it short. We find Martial in the box. He makes it 4-2. First goal of the game. Kind of made his name for himself, scoring against Liverpool. But 6 minutes remain in this one. Got to get 2 goals. We've got to get them very, very quickly. And when we win the ball here in the midfield with Richards, he finds Fletcher. There's a bit of space out wide for Olise, but in the process, Fletcher pulls up. He's injured himself, but he's sacrificed himself for the greater good, because we make it 4-3. Fletcher's been taken off. Just precautionary. Thankfully, he isn't out for too long, but the clock is ticking down. We need a miracle. And Loftus-Cheek plays it through to Martial. He's broke past the back line. He's one-on-one with Alisson, and he makes it 4-4. He says to Mo Salah, he says, you can get a hat-trick against us just as easily. Goes and gets a hat-trick for himself in the second half. Martial single-handedly gets us back into this game against Liverpool. 4-4 is going to be the final score, because with the final kick of the game, Martial got things level, and that is going to be that. Fortunately, we can't see Martial getting the match ball, but we do see Mo Salah. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.